Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Animal Crossing and hopefully kind of chill. A few top of the stream announcements, as always. If you weren't around last week, we have started Anime Book Club. Said like that because of, branding. If you want to know more about Anime Book Club, you can check out the VODs from the other day when we discussed it. Also, there is a chat command for the link and the what series we are watching, or two series we are watching for March, which is Lovely Complex and Skull Face Bookseller Honda-san. One is 24 episodes, the other one is 12 episodes, and they are both available for free on Crunchyroll, both on browser or app or wherever you get Crunchyroll at. It's a free app, you don't have to pay, you just have to watch ads. If you don't want to watch ads, you can get a free trial, or you can pay for the subscription service, and no ads. Because I know some people can't deal with the ads. What else? As always, if you would like to see any of the Dream Islands we visited on previous streams, I keep a running public list on my Ko-fi, also with all of the credits to all the creators of the islands, the tags, and the names, so you can go back and, from VODs past, you can go back and visit those islands yourself. What else? This month we've just started March today, so we have a new Tiltify campaign. The new Tiltify campaign is for Take This, which, if you're unfamiliar with Take This, they're a really great organization. I've been supporting them for a very long time. They are for removing the stigma around mental illness and mental health in the gaming community. At a lot of big conventions, previous to COVID, of course, they used to have quiet rooms sponsored by, Oh, hey Iris. I don't know that I'm organized at all. I think I'm the opposite of organized. I think I just know, like, from watching other streamers or gamers, like, who do specific types of content, I'm like, damn, I gotta go back and scroll through a 3-hour video to find that one code to that one cool island they went to. What day did they do that stream on? Now I gotta look through the archives and scroll through. No, just make it easy. So I was just like, from the beginning, I'm like, I'm just gonna keep a running list of all the islands, so if people want to go to them, they can go to them. But yeah, so this month's Tiltify is for Take This, and also, as always, we are raising money for my friend April's nonprofit, which is Sage and Prim's mobile wash station, which helps those in need have access to showers, washing their hands, soap, all that good stuff, being able to brush their teeth and wash their hair, and she has like a little mobile unit that she's trying to get all fixed up that she can go take out around town. No, and there she is. Hey, April, welcome. I was just talking about your cause. Feel free to pimp yourself out as much as possible. But yeah, she actually is, she's doing some good stuff there, so go support her as well. And as always, the link for our charities are on the Do Good stream command, and you can see the new link for the new Tiltify there, and also for April's current fundraising page. What else? If you follow me on Twitter, you know that my poor doggo, who had a stroke in December, and she recovered mostly, but not 100%, she's been doing okay, had some kind of follow-up episode this Sunday. So, it's been a rough day and a half, I will say. I did finally get her to eat normal food and drink on her own. She's not eating or drinking out of her bowl, so it's been really exhausting and stressful because she's old, and basically the first time I took her to the vet was just like, she'll probably just get better on her own, and she mostly did, and then she just had like some kind of relapse, so she's not doing so great today. Right now she's laying down, probably sleeping behind me on the floor on a little blankie, but I cooked her some food earlier and kind of babied her, but she's not really walking normally. She's hardcore leaning one side, so she's basically walking around with her right side touching the wall at all points, like she's just sticking to the wall, which is a problem when you take her outside because there's no wall for her to walk on. She has to walk out in the open, and I kind of just try to support her weight, but we'll see what happens because, I know it's only a matter of time, and it's always sad, but, she's not doing great. So we're just trying to make sure that she eats and drinks and is comfortable and is going to the bathroom normally, and that's all we can do, but it's a rough couple of days, so if I end up having to, like, randomly pause the stream, it's probably to take care of her. Also, I had called the vet, oh, thank you, Iris, yeah. She's, she's getting up there. I think she just turned like 13 in February, so I mean she's pretty old for a medium-sized dog. Her sister is also having like different problems. Like I swear her sister is either deaf or playing deaf, and I can't even tell anymore because she's always been very stubborn. But lately it's like she doesn't acknowledge you whatsoever if you talk to her or call her or anything, and it's like I don't know if it's just her going deaf or her being old or her just not caring anymore. It's always rough when dogs get old, but part of the process. She's not my first dog and she won't be my last dog, but it's sad. So right now she's just kind of chilling, which I'm thankful for. At least she's not like super destructive and like hurting herself, because during her first stroke she was having so much anxiety from having the stroke that she was like front flipping into things and like literally like flopping over like a fainting goat and like hitting her head on stuff. With I'm like, you're gonna kill yourself just from bashing your head into things. So at least this time she's relatively calm, so it's a little bit easier to like wrangle her, so to speak. Your spidey sense was tingling. But yeah, so that's kind of the other big update. So if I have to randomly like mute the mic and step away for a second, it's just to like take care of her, because she likes to squeeze into places she shouldn't go, and we've tried to block off all the little spaces, but you know how dogs are. It's just like having a baby that you don't... If you don't actually watch the baby could end up anywheres somehow, defying the laws of physics. And dogs are kind of the same way in that aspect. If they're not feeling well and they want to stick their head in a space that's way too small, they will get their head in there. So... right now, the vet hasn't called me back, so I don't know if they're going to call me back or if it's just kind of a wait-and-see sort of situation. So also, I have my phone on, which I don't normally have my phone on during streams, but my vet's closed on the weekends. I left them a voicemail yesterday. If they call me back, they call me back, and if they don't, then I just have to wait and see if she gets worse or if she gets better. I feel like in some aspects she's better than yesterday, in other aspects she seems worse, but at least she's eating and drinking, which is a huge success in my opinion. All the sad dog talk aside, what else? Well, obviously we're here playing Animal Crossing today. Today is March 1st, so that means there's new March critters, which I think the only thing I need is some diving creatures. It's Coco's birthday. It's the first day of the new Mario update. We're still in the... I think we're still technically in the transition period for spring. Yes, happy birthday to Coco. Also, speaking of updates in Animal Crossing, I did see... Oh, hey, Sheep Lattes, welcome. Just doing chill Animal Crossing today. I actually got a DM over the weekend that I didn't see because of the dog chaos, but I got a DM about amiibos, and I do still offer amiibo service. So I was just able to get somebody 10, well, technically 9 of their Dreamies, because one of their Dreamies is one of the newer exclusive characters, so they don't have amiibo data, but I was able to get them 9 of their Dreamies and then a 10th filler, so that was good. I'm always glad to help people get characters. We were talking about the Sanrio update last week in the stream, and I'm pretty sure that the amiibo data is the same for the new re-release of the cards, because I think they're literally just reprints. I don't think it's new data, because the old amiibo cards for Sanrio do actually... Ooh, my pockets are full. The old amiibo cards for Sanrio work on Harv's Island, so I assume they're going to work for the villagers. Obviously, we'll confirm that when the time comes, because that update does not go live until March 18th, so we have to wait until that update goes live, but I'm like 99% sure the amiibo data is the same, because I don't think they would go through all the trouble of reprogramming all that shit. Especially since they haven't released amiibos for the new characters at all, like, in any format. So I'm like, if they're not going to release amiibo data for the new villagers anytime soon, why the hell would they reprogram all this old data they've already had laying around for, you know, like 10 years or whatever? That would be a waste of time and effort. Like, Nintendo is aware that people both bootleg amiibos and also... you can actually work amiibos via Bluetooth. You don't even need physical chips or cards or anything. Yeah, you have the old ones from New Leaf. Yeah, they're probably the same. Well, what's bad, too, is depending on what country you're in, the cards are only being sold exclusively in, like, specific stores. So in America, they're only being sold in Target. In other countries, it's different places. But each country that's selling them is selling them in, like, one specific location. And you know that even if they don't offer pre-orders on them and people just have to go to the store and buy them, they're going to sell out, like, fast as hell, and people are going to scalp them. Which, I think the retail price in America is about, like, $5 for the whole pack, or $6 for the whole pack. So it's like, you don't want to scalp that shit. Like, I know people will buy them scalped because they'll be desperate, and people will go on the, like, the Nookazon market and buy, like, resells. And I'm probably going to cycle in and out a bunch of Sanrio characters in that 10th house of mine just to, like, help people get them that can't get them. But if the old amiibo data works, I'm, oops, I didn't mean to favorite that. My fingernail hit it. I'm probably also just going to offer amiibos. I need to get more chips. I'm almost out of chips. I think I have like 20 chips left. Because I've made April a bunch of chips, and I made my friend Bear a chip for his fave, and then I just sold 10 chips this morning. So I amiiboed all of my villagers in via Bluetooth. I didn't even make chips for mine. So you can do it if your computer has Bluetooth or your phone has Bluetooth. You just need the amiibo data and Bluetooth, and there's different phones use different apps, but there is a Joy-Con mirroring app, and that's all you need. You just install this free app, you sync it to your Switch, it works just like a Joy-Con, like a virtual controller, and it, like, instead of scanning amiibos physically, it literally just goes into your phone data and goes, which amiibo would you like to upload via this virtual controller? And then you just Bluetooth it to your Switch, and it scans it just like a normal amiibo, which is what I did, so. There are ways to do it. It is Googleable. It is not hard. It is super simple. Yes, you are bored, Audie. Let's go say hi to Coco. I do have her present on me still, right? Yes, I do. A purple present. What was in Mom's gift this week? Mom's candle set. Alright, we'll say hi to Coco for her birthday. Yeah, I do. I'm not gonna get all the Sanrio characters as villagers. I'm probably just gonna get, Marty. I don't know why I always go to call him Henry. In my brain, I always call him Henry, and I'm like, that's not his name. His name is Marty. I'm probably going to cycle them all in and out just for the furniture, because the furniture's great, and I'm catalog completioning, so, you know. What's up, Coco? I brought you a present. My heart would explode if you pulled out a gift. Well, prepare to have no more heart. Testing the weight. What could this be? I brought her a spinning wheel because her house, when it's not decorated for her birthday, is mostly like natural and wood and clay and stuff. So I was like, I'll get her something wood, you know. I think she would like that. And we'll say hi to Stitches because he's here. As unforgettable as my 6th birthday. That's when the birthday clown went in our house and never came out. Mom says they still hear honking noises in the walls sometimes. And do like every bad birthday guest and blow out the candles and then leave. Bye, Coco, Weenie Hands McGee. Every time you say something to do with electronics is super simple, you can just picture me with my head on fire, screaming and running into the ocean. Well, that's a nightmare I didn't need. I love Coco so much. I recently restarted, so I don't have her right now, but I have her amiibo. So I say, yeah. You restart? Did you restart to restart your island, or you restarted for another reason? Because if you weren't here for last week's stream, I almost deleted my entire save file on purpose, and just I was so frustrated. I was so frustrated with the island debacle that I had that I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm just gonna delete this. I'm done. But then I was like, I've done so many hours of catalog completion work that I'm like, I don't want to do that again. And I've done so much, synced so many hours into it. I'm like, nope. Nope, there's Genji. He's enjoying some... Genji's in a bath towel, drinking a Fanta? Okay. Live your best life, Genji. I just really wanted a fresh start. Yeah, I feel you. Honestly, if I could sync my character data and start a new island, that is 100% what I would do. Because I elaborately designed an island that I was going to make, and then I started doing it and found out that the game mechanic won't allow me to do, like, half of the stuff I want to do. So I undid all of that, but now my island is mostly just leveled and not decorated anymore, and I'm like, welp, I'm frustrated. I don't want to deal with this a second time, so I'm not probably gonna, like, terraform my island now. I was so over... Oh, Gulliver's here. Nice. We'll leave him for the moment. We'll come back. We're gonna do some running around for a second. We'll say hi to our villagers. We'll deal with Gulliver later. Because I think there's 2 or 3 deep-sea creatures that come in March that I don't have. So we might do a little diving. We're gonna look at the Mario stuff, of course. Genji. Genji's wild for a jock. Like, Billy wasn't remotely as wild as Genji is. And I don't know if it's because of our friendships here, but me and Billy were best friends too, so I don't know why Genji is so fucking unhinged. Like, Genji is naked 90% of the time. He's either wearing just his nipples covered, like with a tube top, with his butt fully out, or he's, like, walking around just chilling with a Fanta, drinking in a bath towel in the middle of the day, in the sun. Like, okay. Where's Kabuki at? Kabuki usually is around his yard, but I don't see him. But yeah, so I'm probably gonna cycle out the Sanrio characters when the update goes through later this month. And, just go from there. I'll probably keep Marty after I cycle through the rest of them. Like, I'll bring them in, I'll get the items, and then I'll just keep Marty when he moves in. And they'll be replacing, Audie, who April's gonna take. April keeps wanting to kick out her dreamies that she's already established friendship with to bring Audie in, and I'm like, why? You could just kick anybody else out. Anybody else. Okay, just doing a quick lap. We already know Gulliver's here, so that's no mystery. Let's head over this way. We know Stitches is at Coco's house. Oh, since the last stream I did get some new clothes. I updated some clothes on my thing, so maybe we can change outfits. Let's see. I don't have any pants on. That might be a problem. Who needs pants? We could be like Genji and run around naked. So, we got a few of these last week during the stream, and then I got a few new things. So look at all this new colorful stuff I got. But I need pants is the problem. Some of these are robes. I like these colorful robes. I think I'm wanting Chai and Rhea the most, yeah. Yeah, they're cute. Cute. They're all cute. I need pants to go with any of these tops. Like, some of these are long enough that I'm like, okay, we're good. But, like, some of these are just sweaters, and it's like, I need pants to go with this stuff. I can't walk around with everything just out. Wear a bamboo outfit. I don't remember which things are shirts and which things are just, full outfits. That's actually not bad. We spent so many hours looking at designs, last week. I'm like, I can't just do designs on the stream, because I'm like, I need to do some off stream. That's not bad either. I haven't tried them on until now. Ooh. Ooh. I think this is a sweater, yeah. Got a Halloween sweater and a hat. You know what? And then I got some... So, I'm dumb, and I thought, like, because my brain cells are all fried between tax weeks last week, and I can't talk today either, because the lack of sleep from taking care of this dog is hitting my brain hard. Between tax week last week and the stress of Nini's second stroke yesterday, I'm like, oh yeah, well, you know, Sakura season starts in March. It starts in fucking April. I'm fucking dumb. So, that's where my brain cells are at. You missed tax week. Well, tax week in my house, I should say. We went to our accountant and did, because I have business taxes and personal taxes, even though I didn't make any money last year. So, my accountant is in another town, so we had to, all three of us in the house had appointments at the same day. So we went, I was already, like, I prepped kind of last minute. And then the rest of them were not ready even when we left the house to go to the appointment. Like, it was a bad week. Like, there was a lot of screaming and drama, and I was very over it, to put it lightly. Like, being screamed at for something that A, has nothing to do with you, and B, isn't your fault, is, like, one of the most annoying things in life. And when it's, like, every day of your life, it gets really fucking old. So that was last week's stress. And then I was like, oh, well, tax stuff is over, so we're good. Taxes are filed, we're done with, everyone in the house is done, everything's good. I don't owe a bajillion dollars. And then, of course, my dog had a second stroke. So I'm like, cool, I just want, like, one stress-free day, please. Just one. Remotely cool stress. What are you doing? She's, like, scooching around in a circle now on the blanket. I'm just making sure she's okay. You okay? You okay, Twitchy? Oh, poor baby. Not for regular taxes. Normal tax days like April 14th. I will bury my feelings of betrayal for you having another tax person. Well, I mean, to be fair, I have had this tax person since long before I knew you. And, I mean, honestly, if you can do a better job than her, I'm all for it. She at least gave me a break this year on how much I paid her, because I was not looking forward to paying her because I didn't make any money last year. So I was like, cool, I'm almost out of money entirely. Can she not, like, drive the rest of my, like, the stake through my chest? And thankfully she gave me a break. So I'm like, thank God, because oof. Honestly, I'm not against getting a new tax person. I don't know how it works, I don't know how it works across states. I've never done a non-in-person tax thing, but that's a conversation for another time. But for this year, I'm taken care of. Yeah, I'll hit you up. Thank you for the offer. And yes, for anyone in chat who is not aware, she is a tax professional. That is her job. Or career, or whatever word you prefer to use. I would bet that if I tried to do all of mine in one day, it would be like a full day meeting. My money stuff is... Oh, I mean, to be fair, so our old tax person was a former IRS worker. Like, she knows, like, every law and loophole. She knows, like, the guidelines, like, inside out, upside down from the inside. Like, she was an older woman who literally... I don't know how long she worked at the IRS, but, like, a long fucking time. She was, like, a dinosaur. And, let's see, state lines don't matter, I'm federally licensed. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I know very little about tax stuff. That's why I don't do it myself. But, our old tax lady used to literally take all day with you. Like, if you went in there, like, not with me, because at the time that we were going to her, I didn't have, like, jack shit to put on my taxes. That was before I was incorporated. But, like, literally, my parents would go to her, and they would be there for, like, 10 hours. Mind you, like, my parents work regular day jobs. They don't have, like, crazy stuff to, like, file. They have normal human adult taxes, you know? And, like, they would be there for the whole fucking day and night. Like, they would get home at, like, 11 o'clock at night, no joke, from being in the tax office, dealing with this woman. And it's like, I mean, she got them a lot of fucking money back, but it was like, at what cost are you getting this much money back? Because I could not go sit in an office for 10 hours. And I never did. I never ended up going to her. I actually tried to get a job at her office once, and, I don't remember what happened, but she just, like, didn't hire me, and I was like, okay, cool. Like, that was when I was still in college. So I would have been, like, a part-time clerk or, like, her front desk person or whatever. Okay, let's check this out real quick. Let's go into special goods and see what's exciting today. Okay, so promotional items. Oh my god, there's so many. Holy poopy, look at all these fucking items. I didn't think they were going to release them all at once. I thought it was going to, like, rotate. Okay, so you have the 1-up mushroom, you have the block, the coin, fire flower, the floating block, goal pole, large mushroom platform. So, like, in the old Animal Crossing, these were all interactive things. Let's see, I don't do that. No one sits in my office while I prep a return. I get the info, it goes in the prep queue, and I send it when I'm done, and I'm like, money, please. Yeah. Yeah, my current person, what's bad is this year, especially with COVID and everything, I really thought, like, she was going to call or email ahead of time and be like, hey, just a heads up, I'm only doing Zoom meetings, or I'm only doing phone calls, or whatever. And then she never, like, she sent me a confirmation of the appointment, but she never was like, hey, it's online, or hey, it's on Zoom, or... And I thought that was weird, and I'm like, well, whatever, she's only a one-person operation. Like, she's in an office alone. It's not like she has, like, a bunch of people working with her. So I was like, okay, maybe she just doesn't care because she's just one person, and it's not like she has an office full of workers. So we get to her appointment, and I go in, and she was like, oh, you know, we could have done this over Zoom if you asked. And I was like, what? Well, you didn't offer. I didn't know you were you've never in your life done a virtual meeting. Like, you've always made us come in to do stuff. I'm like, I prep, so I actually do all of my own prep, and then I just hand it to her, and she literally takes like 5 minutes, puts it all in the program, files it. You know, I ask her questions about specific things. She answers them if possible. She makes me sign some stuff, and then that's it. Like, it's literally, like, this year it took a little bit more time because we talked during the meeting. I think I was there 30 minutes. Her desk was all plexiglassed in and stuff. Yeah, no one's allowed to walk in. Yeah, fair. Yeah, so I was like, man, I would have done this via fucking Zoom if you would have given me the offer. Like, what the fuck? Because she's not even in the same town as me. Like, she's a 30-minute drive each way, not including traffic. It was a whole hot fucking mess, but at least it's done, so I will take that. At least it's done. Okay, so obviously you can only order 5 items a day. So what I'm going to do... I love that fucking Yoshi rug. That's so cute. I'm going to order warp pipes to start with, because those are the big hype item. Because unlike the old game, these actually function like warp pipes. So we're going to order... I don't know if these are only good for so many days or if these are going to be around for a while, but ideally I would like to order a handful of everything because I can always give it to my friends who like time travel and stuff. Oh, this is a new update. This just came out today, this update. Yeah. And the warp pipes are real. Like, you can set up 2 warp pipes on your island and teleport from one part of your island to another. So, like, I'm going to put one in a hidden room and then make a secret part of my island or something. I don't know. Because I'll put them behind a building where they're not visible. Or in a back room of my house or something and then close the door so that people can't access it. But yeah, these are all new. Old Animal Crossing had all of Nintendo's games as items. So you had, like, the Master Sword, you had Link's costume. I don't know if Bell's... Oh, I'm out of money. You had... Is there calendar items, too? Oh, there's Pie Pie, too. Pie Pie out today. So, Pie Day Pie is available now. Yeah. And then still, Girls' Day items are still available. And I played myself by ordering Mario. I played myself like a fool. I could have ordered more these. Well, I guess I can order them on my alt character. But yeah, so they used to be Star Fox items, Metroid items, Mario items, Mario Kart items. What else? What else was there? There was Metroid, Star Fox, Yoshi, Mario, Legend of Zelda. I'm trying to think of what other franchises. There used to be a lot of Nintendo items. My character used to default wear the Majora's Mask. That was like my default costume piece. But yeah, so today was the release of the Mario stuff. That you can find in your shopping app. I didn't realize that they were gonna... I thought it was gonna be like cycling in and out. I didn't realize it was all gonna be dropped at one time. But yeah, like some people are making full islands that are levels that you can play because the things, like, you can interact with them all. Nothing in the bin. Hey, the flowers changed for March. Nice. Check in here. Not that I need to, but why not? Uh-oh, the dog has disappeared. Doggo, where did you run off to? Oh, doggo. As long as I don't hear any loud noises, we're probably good. Anything except any changes here or all the same crap? I thought there was data mining for a tanuki item. Like a new tanuki item here. I don't know if that's accurate or not. I don't see anything. This all looks like the old stuff to me. Okay, I don't see anything there. Maybe it's for a later thing. I'm gonna have to go hit up some Mario Islands and see what people have been doing. Yeah, I've been seeing some little clips and stuff. I haven't gone and, like, looked at full videos, but pretty neat. Okay. I need to look up the diving creatures for March, because I think those are the only ones that I'm missing. Because I don't think I got my game... Well, either way, like, even if I got my game in the end of March last year, I we didn't get wetsuits until summer. So let me just look up deep sea creatures for Animal Crossing, because I think the summer ones, the late spring / early summer ones are the only ones I'm missing. Actually, I could just go to my catalog. What am I doing? Let me go to my catalog online. Oh, also, since it's the 1st of March, my shop is updated, like my shop, not my Animal Crossing shop, is updated for the 25% off coupon for March for all of my coffee supporters. So if you're a coffee supporter, post went up this morning with the code. So that's good all month long. There's no limit, there's no minimum. I'm probably going to add Amiibo onto my shop as a custom request item. I would thought about putting them on my coffee shop, but then I'm like, it might just be easier to throw them up on Etsy for right now. Let's see. I need, if I can read. Did they get rid of the category? Or did they change the name of it? Oh, I guess they put it in with museum now. I need, sorry, my vision's very bad. I'm trying to read my computer screen from a distance. Deep sea. What am I missing? I'm missing a firefly squid, which is March. Does it tell me the time as I drop my controller on the floor? Let's see. So firefly squid in March. What else? I'm missing something else. Oh, that one's not until April. Did I get that? I thought I got that when I went to someone else's island. Let me look at my thing real quick. What am I missing? I know I'm missing 2. Okay, I'm not missing that. Okay, I have a lobster because I went to someone else's island. So I'm missing the firefly squid, and I'm missing the spider crab. Okay, so spider crab and firefly squid. The spider crab is fucking nightmare fuel. It's just as scary in the game as it is in real life. And it moves. Marcy had them all over her island, and it was fucking horrific. Let me just look at the times for these, because I don't know what times of day these are at. Let's see. Firefly squid is tiny and slow, and it is from 9 p.m. to 4 a.m., so that's a late night. Okay, so that's not going to be right now. And then the spider crab is a huge and fast, and it's all day. Okay, cool. So maybe we can catch one of those terrifying things on stream. What else? Go check out the shops. How the hell did I run out of money? Did I, like, just spend a lot of money yesterday when I was on here? I already have all the bugs, and I have all the fish already. So I don't need anything from that category. I'm just missing the few deep-sea creatures. Let's sell. What do I got in my pockets that I can sell? What kind of junk? Got some flowers I can sell. Don't need those. Sell some shells, some twigs. Keep the candle set. I'm giving all of my extra DIYs to my alt character, so I'll go drop those off for my alt character. Okay, so we're looking for the terrifying spider crab, which is fucking terrifying. Let's see. You never get the late night stuff? Yeah. Well, it's late night to early morning. It's like, yeah, 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. Like, if you wake up at the ass crack of dawn, you could get it. Or if you time travel. Or go to someone's island who is in another time zone. Because, like, that's why I shouldn't technically have that many deep-sea creatures based on where I live, but I've been to other people's islands that have been in different times or different months or different seasons, and that's why I've gotten extra creatures. Because technically, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere and you don't time travel, you shouldn't have all of those. That's the only reason that I've got so many. Okay, so we'll drop those off, and we'll go diving a little bit. We'll check out the Able Sisters. Anything exciting up here? Do I have this one, this counter? Let's see. So I do have a loose stream schedule for this week in terms of red, black. Okay. So yeah, today obviously we're doing Animal Crossing. I'm also going to try and record a few coffee exclusive videos this week. I might do a Lord of the Rings online test video to see how that goes for recording. That'll probably be fairly chill. I would like to stream it. I don't know if my stream setup can handle it. We'll find out eventually. Nothing exciting there. Obviously we'll do some ooblets. We'll do probably a mixed stream on Thursday. I'm trying to think of what I wrote down. I think I put... What did I put for Thursday? I have to look at my paper. I don't remember. Well, anyways, I have an indie game that we're going to check out that hopefully is good. I don't know how long the gameplay is. I will say, I was listening to a podcast this morning, and I heard about a really weird visual novel that I don't know if it's bad or problematic, or... I would like to talk to some people, or at least see an article from somebody who actually would be affected by it to see if it's, like, good or not. Because I'd hate to stream something and it'd be, like, really offensive or horrible. But, like, when I Google searched earlier trying to find out if it was, like, really something I should not stream, I was only finding other people asking if they should stream it or not. And not a whole lot of helpful answers. So, I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. But we're probably going to go... Oh, I know what it is. Thursday, we're probably going to go back to chat plays for Monster Prom and Monster Camp, since we haven't done that in a while, because I'm not coughing as much now. My COVID recovery has gotten along to the point where I don't cough every 2 words. So, now that I can actually, like, read dialogue without coughing incessantly, we'll probably do that Thursday, and then depending on the audience turnout, we might do Jackbox as well. We'll play that by ear. Otherwise, we might do a little bit more art stream, like some Pokemon meming. If you've never been around for my Pokemon meme art streams, basically, I have a little suggestion box set up down below, and you can suggest either a Pokemon's name, because I don't know most of the Pokemon, or you can copy-paste a Pokedex entry, and I have to draw them based only on that information. I can't look it up, I can't cheat. If I already know it, like, I'll be honest and say that I think I know it, but I still have to draw it from memory, which, with Pokemon, is like a joke, if you've ever seen people draw Pokemon from memory. We've done it a few times on stream. There are VODs of it up on my coffee, if you want to see previous hilarious antics with me attempting to figure out what a Pokemon looks like based purely on their very vague and scary Pokedex entries. But I wanted to bring that back, and then... trying to think of what else the other thing was. That might be it. And then, obviously, we'll check in on Steve on PC days, because it's easier to do. Come on, swim like your life depends on... Oh my god, you were right there. You couldn't grab it? Thank you. Come on. Oh, look at the little face. Well, he's not new, but he's cute. I'll forgive him. I'll forgive him for not being new. But yeah, so that's kind of this week's loose stream schedule. As usual, assuming nothing happens with Panini anyways, Monday, Tuesday, and Friday are daytime streams, and then Thursday will be an evening/night stream, so that's the loose schedule for the week. I want to find this giant crab monster. It's my goal. I need to set up timed bumps for my chatbot to drop the charity links, because I haven't done that yet. But I'm gonna bump them now, because we're raising money for good causes. And also, the Tiltify from January and February, which are for Trans Lifeline and also for Black Girls Code, are going to be live until the end of the year. All the Tiltify campaigns for 2021 will be live until the end of the year, to try and raise some money for charity of different types. Every month we're setting up a new campaign. They're all listed down below here on Twitch in the causes section. And then the current month's Tiltify is always on the do good chat command. That's not it, it's tiny. Look at this little, whatever this is. Seaweed. Seaweed monster. I'm gonna set up warp pipes in every person's... I wonder if you can give a villager a warp pipe if they'll put it in their house. I assume not. I assume they'll be like, oh, thanks, but I can't do anything with this. Like they do with, like, if you give them junk, they just throw it away. Because technically the villager's house is locked, so you shouldn't be able to, like, get around that via a warp pipe, because then you could just get into their house whenever. Now, I did read if you set up multiple warp pipes, that it's like a roulette kind of thing, where you can go to any pipe. It's random. So, if you set up, like, pipes all over your island, it's kind of, like, at random where you will end up. Which is also kind of cool. Like, you could make some cool mini-games out of that, of, like, setting up warp pipes in an obstacle course or something. Oh, hello, Pascal. Sure, here you go. Pascal reading me for filth. You ever thought about how hard it is to have an unbiased opinion about your own brain? Man, don't. I screen cap every single time I talk to Pascal, and one day I'm gonna upload like 5,000 screen caps of Pascal's wisdom. Because I screen cap every single one. Bye, Pascal. See you later. Seaweed. Can always tell because it doesn't fucking move. Just sits there waiting to be scooped up. But yeah, you saw I planted some trees in the last stream so that when it comes time for spring officially, I'll have lots of pink sakura blossoms around. Nope, more seaweed. We're gonna have 8,000... Nope, not seaweed. It was big and not moving. I assumed seaweed. Anyways, how is everyone's day going so far today? I know April is busy with prep for stuff with her nonprofit / business for tomorrow. How is everyone faring today? This afternoon. How has stuff been in Texas lately? Because, like, I know that, like, pretty much, at least everyone I know seems to have, like, gotten their power back, and most people have either gotten their water problems fixed, or pipes repaired, or are getting their pipes repaired. But I haven't heard too many updates outside of that since all of the shit happened there. Because that was horrible. I have, like, my stepdad's entire family lives in Texas, so I was hearing about it both from friends and via them. This is pretty quick. Is it a crab? No. Well, it's a crab, but it's not the crab I want. That's a normal crab. I don't want that crab. Yeah, prepping for tomorrow. I have all the soap boxed up, and I'm currently bagging all of the washcloths. Nice. Sounds like you're making some good progress. Nope. Where you going? Come back here. Oh, this could be it. It's pretty quick. Hold on. You gotta come up. Chase it down. Chasing down this creature. Please be giant crab. No, go away from the seaweed. It's probably seaweed. No! You're supposed to go towards the fence, you fool! You absolute clod! Fine, I will loop around. If this isn't it, I'll be extra salty. I don't mind chasing, but... Fucking... He knows I'm onto him. Go up, go up, go up. Oh my god. Swim! 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 Damn it. I was right on top of him. Are you joking me? Get the seaweed out of the way. Or this anemone. Anemone. Okay, listen here, you crab bastard. He just sits there and he's like mocking me silently. Gotcha, motherfucker. If it's not in, I'm gonna scream. Yes! No! Wrong kind of crab! Oh, I got so excited! No! It wasn't even the right kind of crab. No, you'll know when we catch the right crab, because it's terrifying. Oh boy. We tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it didn't even matter. Pick up this crap. It just helps spawn new things, even if it's crap. Like, if you despawn and respawn, so... It's better to just pick the crap up and not leave it. Because I'm sure just like bugs and fish... Animal Crossing has a spawn limit on how many bugs or fish will spawn at a time. So, like, if you're trying to catch a specific bug or a specific fish, don't just ignore the things you know are not it. Like, literally despawn them, whether it's by catching or by scaring them away. Because you'll spawn more stuff that way. So it's the same thing with diving. Like, if you don't pick anything up because you're looking for one thing, you'll never spawn that one thing. It'll take forever. Yeah, anemone. That's what I said. I need to start my anime book club viewing today. Yesterday I was actually planning on sitting and binging, and then the stuff happened with the dog, and I was like, well, I'm not sitting down today, so I didn't get any viewing in yesterday, but... Because I can binge Lovely Complex pretty fast because I love it so much. And I don't know if it's just, like, the memories that are attached to it, or if it's just, like, I actually legitimately just like it because it's so stupid. But, like, I mentioned on the first stream where we talked about Anime Book Club and why I brought Lovely Complex as the first series of the two to have. Oh, also, I didn't mention this in a previous stream, but Lovely Complex has a live-action movie adaptation. And in anime, we all know that's, like, a nightmare. Like, there's very few anime adaptations in live-action that actually translate well. I watched all of Lovely Complex when it, years ago. Many, many years ago. And then I found out there was a movie, and I was like, well, it's probably going to be horrible, right? Now, mind you, Lovely Complex is very much a realistic story. There's no fantasy elements to it. There's no sci-fi. There's nothing like that. It's a kind of like a mix between a dating show and a slice of life, I guess you would maybe consider it, in a comedic way. But the way that it's animated, like, there's so many, like, very, like, memeable, specifically only drawn kind of things. Like, Risa, the main female character, has this one face that she makes. She makes these very ugly faces, like, over-the-top ugly faces, like those... Like, I would say the anime variation of, like, the painted SpongeBob faces where they're, like, up close and horrific. Like, Risa makes, like, this razor lip face where her lip literally just shoots out like a fucking spike. And, like, her eyes go fucking nuts. And she makes, like, very specific, ridiculous expressions. And, like, obviously that does not translate to real life. You cannot make those expressions in real life. It's part of the visual humor of the show. But I watched the live-action movie, and from when I watched it, at least, which was in college many years ago, it was actually really good, because I thought that it was very true to, like, the tone, and obviously because there's no sci-fi or CG involved, like, it was easier to translate than something like Full Metal Alchemist or Cowboy Bebop or, Death Note or anything like that with, like, monsters or crazy makeup or costumes. It's just like, oh, it's a bunch of high school students. So I didn't put the movie in with the book club just because I don't know if it's available legally streamable in America, and I want to keep it accessible, where people don't have to either buy stuff or, like, pay for a stream and a locked streaming service or bootleg it or whatever. So for right now, the show is the only thing. But if you see the movie, watch it. Watch it after you watch the show, though, obviously, because if you watch the movie before the show, then you've spoiled the whole plot of the show, basically. But I love the show, and the person I was dating at the time that I watched Lovely Complex with, we watched it together. And, like, we had so many running jokes throughout our relationship from that show. Like, it just became a thing. And, like, none of our friends had watched the show or heard of it. So it was kind of funny. Because, like, everyone's like, oh, Dragon Ball memes, or, oh, Naruto memes, or Sailor Moon memes, or whatever. And over here we're like, Lovely Complex. Lovely Complex memes. So, it holds, like, a weird nostalgia point in my heart. Even though it wasn't, like, 20 years ago or anything. But it was long enough ago that it's like, even though that relationship was not good, like, I have so many good memories linked to the show. And, like, visually and just, like, aesthetically, I don't know, I just liked the stupid show. Not that I care too much about, like, just straight-up romance shows, but it had so much comedy that it, like, balanced it for me. Because it wasn't just, like, a mushy, sad, like, I'm trying to get a date kind of show. And it wasn't, like, graphic, like a, you know, like a hentai or whatever. But yeah, part of my goal is to just, like, start getting back into watching any media, because I, like, really in 2020, I watched, like, no movies, no TV, really. Like, I watched YouTube, and I watched streamers, but I didn't watch, like, any actual, like, produced content, so to speak. Even from, like, stuff that I really like. Like, I fell off the horse of basically everything. I haven't seen, like, any of the new Disney movies. I haven't seen, like... I'm so far behind on DC movies, it's not even funny. Not that I think that they're necessarily great, but, like, I'm just so behind that, like, by the time new ones come out, I'm like 8 movies behind. So, I just need to get back on the horse with that. I had mentioned also last week that I was waiting possibly for a new stream overlay. So, I'm still waiting on that. So, no update there yet. But it'll be super cute when it's ready, so I'm excited. Because I've seen what I'm going to get, but in another color scheme. And I basically was just like, hey, can you redo this, but in, like, another color scheme? And they were like, okay. They were like, I was thinking about doing it anyways, but I didn't know if anyone would want it. And I'm like, I want it. I'll pay for it. Like, I'll take it. So, hopefully that'll be relative. Hopefully this month. I don't know if it'll be out this month or not, but we'll see. Because, like, I can make my own, like, static overlay, like, that's not super complex, but I saw this animated one, and it was all themed, like, it had all the different, like, it had multiple overlays for the actual stream setup, and then it had animated screens for all the different scenes in between, and I was like, oh, it all matches, and it's got, like, you know, the same style, and it's done by one person, so it's not, like, a bunch of, like, cobbled together stuff, kind of like my current stuff is, where I made all my screen sources aside from my stinger, and, like, but it all looks totally unbranded and separate. So, we'll see. We shall see. I have some things I want to test this month. Some things I might test on coffee exclusives, and some things I might test on stream. Just depends. Oh, my pockets are full, so let's let it go. I did not catch the giant crab, though, so let's go sell this stuff. Whee! I still haven't put any bridges back in, so I'm kind of bridgeless right now. What's going on over here? Who's talking? Oh, Marcel and Anka? Okay. What are we talking about? Guess what, Anka? The other day, I was outside, and I was running, and I fell into a hole because I guess someone... sometimes there's no ground in places. Anyway, my favorite shirt got all ripped up. Ugh. There. I am known as the Queen of Couture, after all. I'll design a new garment, and you can help. Really? Yay! I'm really happy I told you. Hey, hang on. Who calls you the Queen of Cutlery? I've never heard that, Anka. I've been thinking this for a while, but you are simply churlish at times. I love churros. You calling me a churro is... wow, what an honor. Me. Hold on now, I wasn't... oh, whatever. As my assistant, you've earned the title. Aww. Churro. So so this is where my new rock spawned, right here. Oh, it's so close to where I want it, but not quite. So I'm not chasing my rocks, like, by blocking off my island. I'm literally just, like, every day I break a rock that I need to break, and then if it gets to the right place, it gets to the right place. And if it doesn't, then I do it again. So this is today's spawn point. Right here in the front of town. Any gold? Nope. No gold. Okay. So I didn't have fruit on me still, right? I did get another pearl, like I expected. I need to go sell the stuff in my pockets, though. Pockets be full. And look, all the snowman and the stuff is gone. We're back to spring decor. We got some... let's do this. We got some nice butterflies and flowers and little cute... what do you call that? Not garland. What is that called? Like a banner? There's a name for that, isn't there? Oh my god, I can't think of the word. There's a word for that, and I can't remember it. Brain goo. Well, whatever. Little decorative thingy. Triangles. Little decorative triangles. I tried. Listen, I tried. Okay. I wonder if we're going to get new cherry blossom items this year, if they're just going to recycle last year's. Bunting. Yes, bunting. That's the word. Thank you. I'm like, I know this word. It's on the tip of my tongue. I know there's a T involved. I can't think of it, and I don't want to just make up a word and sound crazy, so... Bunting. That be it. Oop, let's not sell the gold. That would be bad. Well, I mean, it would make us money, but I don't want to sell it. Okay, yeah. That's fine. We'll do that. Wow, even. That's pretty good. Sold. Thank you. I should go look for pants, since I never have pants at the Able Sisters. Uh-oh, I hear clattering from the other side of the house. I think my dog is trying to climb through the chairs in the kitchen. It's so weird, like, there's all this open space for her to walk around, and then she's like, I'm gonna cram myself in between, like, a shelf and, like, a TV stand. Or, I'm gonna cram myself in between the toilet and the wall. I had to pull her out from behind my toilet last night, which my toilet is, like, one of those one-piece toilets. It's not, like, an old-fashioned toilet. So it's not exactly easy for you to get behind. So she was, like, back there, but then couldn't figure out how to get backwards out of it. Okay, I hear her clip-clopping down the hallway, so she's not stuck at least. You okay? I hear you clicking. At least she's not falling into the wall every time she walks right now, because that's a whole other separate issue. Having to bend over and, like, support her so that she can walk is... It's, like, back-breaking. So, if she can walk on her own, that's definitely a bonus for both of us. Got white slacks, or like white off-white slacks maybe. Got denim painter's pants. Yeah, very denim-y. Got these like sweatpants. Got a dress, so no really excited. Like I need like some shorts. Maybe I have to wait until spring comes to get some better shorts. Bottom-rimmed glasses. Doesn't look like much excitement here in the Ables today. Want walking shoes that look like nurse shoes. Some slippies. Semi-opaque socks. Okay. Harry Potter robes, which they... I mean, you can't tell me they're not colored. Of all the colors they could have picked, but okay. Okay, nothing of excitement today. Go out of there. So we continued the crab hunt. Oh, also we need to break this rock. Which, let me grab a fruit from... Right here is fine. Don't care. It's all the same. Let us break the rock. Munch, 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 munch. Put all this stuff together. I feel like I'm forgetting something that I was supposed to do on this stream, but I don't remember. So, there's that. We'll go ahead and drop the gold and the pearl as well, since we don't need that in our pockets for the moment. Do I have room to drop this as well? Yeah. Okay. Just go this way. Where am I going? I don't know. I'm lost. Let's go this way. Chair is extra creaky today. Extra creaky chair. Let us get some sea creatures. Big ol' sea cucumber. Also, I did turn the game off of Japanese just because I felt like it was too tedious for stream. Like, it's cool for when I'm not streaming, but I don't think anybody wants to watch that aside from people who can read Japanese. Come on, giant crab. I need giant crab. Giant scary crab, please. At least we don't have to worry about bugs or fish for right now. I wonder if in the future update they'll add more, but they probably won't, but maybe they will. I mean, they do in Pocket Camp. They add new fish and bugs all the time. I wonder if they would do that in New Horizons since there's updates in this game. Ooh, there's a big boy over here, though. Probably seaweed. It didn't move, so it's definitely seaweed. Or this. Any, mini, 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 mini. Catching everything but what I need. Crab Hunt 2021. We're on the hunt for a giant crab to scare our islanders with. Over the weekend, all of my hedges around my house got pulled out because they're replacing the fence soon, and they moved all of the large potted plants right outside my window, so now, from where I sit at my desk, and the light reflects off of these plants, and they move around, because it's very windy outside, they move around a lot outside the window, and, out of the corner of my eye, because I have really bad vision, it just looks like somebody right in my window, and it keeps, startling me that there's something reflective, moving around in my window. It's giant plant. Giant, scary, terrifying plant. One time I'll look over and it will be a person, and I'll, like, scream. Oh my god, this crab is gonna kill me. This crab better be worth a lot of money. Even though the first one goes to the museum. Blathers always gets the first one. I like that I'm just swimming around with a bunch of logs on my back. I have enough seaweed to make a lot of meals with by the end of this. Where is this giant crab? Where is this giant crab? Crab friend. This is a swimming stream now while we look for a crab. Looking for the crab. There is the crab. This is not the crab. This is tiny, but we want to despawn you, so come here, you little... Ooh. Probably more seaweed. I'm not going to get excited about a giant shadow. Is it seaweed? Is it a crab? It's probably seaweed because it didn't move. Dun, 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 dun. Look at that. It's seaweed. What a shock. Wow. This sucks. This might be the worst luck I've ever had diving. Usually if I dive for something new, I get it like in the first round of dives. This is the longest it's probably taken me to get a specific creature. He's either very rare or the information I read was incorrect. One of the two. Get your seaweed here. Get your seaweed. Seaweed for all. Seaweed for the whole island. Oh, at least something that's moving, even if it's not what I need. At least it's not seaweed. Another crab, but not the right one. Crab hunt 2021. Coming for the crabs. Staying for the crabs. Another scallop. Also, I am kind of hungry. Oh, another scallop. Wow, back to back. I'm kind of hungry, and I kind of need to figure out what I'm going to do for food this afternoon. I guess I have a piece of chicken I can cook, but it's a tiny piece of chicken. Tiny, tiny little chicken. I have frozen pizza. I could do both. I guess. The pinnacle of health. Is it a crab? It's probably not. But we'll try anyways. No, it's not, because it didn't move. It's more fucking seaweed. People joke about the sea bass, but the seaweed is the sea bass of the sea. I said what I said. Oh my god, where is this crab, my dude? This crab can drive me off a cliff. Fish, have you seen a crab lately? A giant, terrifying crab that looks like a monster. That shouldn't exist. Are you a giant crab? You're moving pretty quick. Probably not. I won't hold my breath, but you're fucking big. Ooh, maybe. Are we lucky? Let's go this way. Right here. Just try and corner him a little bit. I know he's a little bit fast. That was too easy. That's not gonna be him. We got him! Okay, gamers. Okay, gamers. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Look at this fucking monster. If you put this bitch on your island, it's not in a tank. It just stands there and moves its fucking legs. Tell me this thing isn't fucking a nightmare. Look at this. And that's like how big they are in real life. They're fucking huge. If you've never seen this shit in real life, go on Google. Look it up. It is terrifying. Spider crab. Water bugs can rest easy. I don't know if it's a crab that people eat or not, but probably, and I'm curious as to how it compares to other types of crab. But let's go donate that bitch to the museum. Yay! Mission accomplished. Giant crab monster acquired. I'm gonna put it down just so you guys can see it loose, and then we'll put it in the museum. Because Marcy at one point had a bunch of these on her island, like right at her airport, and I got off the plane and like fucking almost screamed. Look at it! And it moves! Hold on, I'm gonna zoom in on this bitch. Look at how terrifying that... Look how fucking big it is. Can I touch it? Like, can I make it do something? No? It just kind of breathes and moves its legs. Does it pinch me? Can I touch it? Nope. At least not in the photo mode, I can't. Look at him! Hold on, I need like a good face for this. That. What if I love him though? I don't know. I don't know if it's. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of Mojo Jojo. It reminds you of Mojo Jojo. How does it remind you of Mojo Jojo? He was a monkey. Like. Oh my god, can I poke it? No, doesn't seem to do anything when you touch it. I wish it kind of left claw marks in the sand when you dragged it, but it doesn't. Okay, well, that's fucking nightmare fuel. Could you imagine if you were like out on the beach, just at the beach one day, and you walked out and there was a crab as big as you? Just like chilling like that? Oh no shit, what was his name? Oh, Mojo from X-Men, not Mojo Jojo. Okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, Mojo Jojo, he wasn't a crab. Like, Mojo from X-Men, okay. Alright, let's head to the museum before I accidentally sell him or something. Put some clothes on, you fucking heathen. Genji, you're always naked. I can't believe we actually got it. I was starting to think it wasn't going to happen on stream. I'm like, I'm not going to do this for like 2 hours where we look for this fucking crab. But yay! Success. Yay, crab. Okay, so the only other thing that I need diving-wise is at night, so we can't do that on stream, but at least I'm almost there. I would like to make a donation, please. Giant, creepy spider. See now, like, Blathers, are you okay with this? You don't like bugs, but do you like the spider crab? Because it's terrifying? Sure, tell me a fact. Wonderful, I would love nothing more. Okay, here we go. I do so hope to not hyperventilate as I regale you with the spider crab's qualities. But I would be remiss if I did not point out that this, the largest crab on Earth, looks like a giant spider. Okay, he's having a breakdown and I live for it. Arachnophobia aside, this crab is a magnificent creature to be sure. Though they can grow up to 12 feet from claw to claw and weigh up to 40 pounds, they're said to be docile. Okay. Well, thank God, because if they were fucking aggressive, could you imagine? In fact, these gentle giants love to hide, attaching seaweed and sponges to their shell as camouflage. My feathers, if only I could unsee the spider in the spider crab, I'm sure I'd find it charming as can be. And there you have it. Fascinating stuff, no? Rest assured, all donations will be displayed in a timely manner. You have my gratitude. Okay, let's go see where the spider crab is in the museum now that he's been donated. Alright, let's go into the fishy region of the museum and take a walk around and look for our spider crab friend. Mojo the spider crab. Oh, there's Kabuki. He's in the museum. Hello. Spring's the season for river fish. It's nice that I can size them up here and then go right out and fish for them. You're welcome, because I donated all these fish. Okay, we got a river fish up there. What do we got over here in the corner? Nope, not over there. Not with the goldfish. Wait, go back to the cat? Go back to Kabuki? Oh, yeah, Kabuki. He's a cranky. He's a cranky old man. They're awesome. He's cute. He's like he's always like, "Oh, you young whippersnappers," or he'll be outside walking around and he'll be like, "Did I leave the stove on at home? Wait, do I have a house? Do I have a home?" He's like literally like a senile old man. It's weird that he's labeled as cranky because he's really not cranky in this game. He was cranky in the old games. But, like, he's just, like, old man, basically, is his character type. Yeah, Kabuki's great. I amiiboed him in for sure, because I was like, he's perfect. Alright, crab hunt continues. Yeah, Kabuki's good boy. Oh, and Lucky's here, too. Everyone's chilling at the museum today. What's up, Lucky? Hold on, I want to take a picture with Lucky. Don't run away, Lucky, because you always do this when I find you places. You just fucking run away. We're looking at fish together. Looking at fish together. What's up, Lucky? Okay, I'm going to take some pictures with Lucky. He's my boy. Ocean sunfish are kind of scary, but also tasty, but also scary. I can't believe you caught this fish. Blathers has been telling everybody about it. That's nice of him. Okay. Our shark tank. Let's head over here. Ah, there. Oh my god, they put 2 of them in here. Eek. Look at that nightmare fuel. Take a picture of our updated tank with all of our terrifying monsters in it. Yeah, that's not... Giant crab monster. Top of my head. The scariest monster of them all. When you open the front-facing camera. Hold on. When you open the front-facing camera. So we're only missing one more. And then the museum will be done. Vampire squid. Oh, if your museum doesn't already have the submarine stand, so some of the displays upgrade as you donate more fish or more creatures. Like, they just naturally add decor around them. So if you don't have that yet, you might just need more donations in the specific tank area. Vampire squid, giant isopod, the sea pig, which is just such a weird name. Like, that doesn't look like a pig. Why is it called a sea pig? Venus flower basket. Oh. Oh. Hey, Marcy, welcome. Thank you for subbing. For 5 months. Also, my computer volume is on. Oops. So, sorry for the echo on that. I thought that my computer volume was off. Let's see. Yeah, I actually play the game. Yeah, I'll show you around the museum, because there are lots of, like, things that get added as you get more creatures in all the different sections. So you get, like, this little dive suit, and it, you know, little display, and it's like the picture spot, and you get a little submarine. And the inside of the tanks usually get updated, too, as you add more stuff to them. Let's come take a peep in here. Look at all these fishies. Ooh, good luck with your final interview. Oh no, lost seeds. Little jellyfish tank. You have this tank with some different creatures. Little ice that's lit up. Little ice display. This thing gets super colorful as you add more fish to it. Like all the different coral and the little eels. Okay, so that shadow on the ground from that fish just scared me because I thought like somebody was walking like this way, and I was like, is there another fucking villager here? And then you have, you know, the tank down there. Museum is just so great. Who doesn't love a good museum? Happy little manta ray. He kind of looks sad, actually. Why does our manta ray look so sad? Not gonna lie, this would be the perfect spot to start the horror game version of Animal Crossing. In the aquarium. I mean, sure, why not? It reminds me. So I've been to Atlanta numerous times, and I've never gotten to go to the aquarium, and I'm mad about that because also one of my favorite artists did a huge mural there, and I've wanted to see it in person, and I've wanted to go to the aquarium, but I never get time when the museum is when the aquarium is open to actually go. Yeah, every few years I go to Atlanta for a week for Dragon Con. And then, because the con is 24 hours a day, I just literally never get any downtime. Like, if I'm not sleeping, like, there is no downtime. So, I've never made it to, like, around the city, or to see sights, or to do, like, touristy stuff. I've only gone and done, like, a 7-day, 24-hour-a-day convention. Like, I think 3 or 4 times now. Yeah, whenever the world is not on fire, and I can go do, travel and cons again, like, I would definitely go add a couple of days on to go check out the city. All of our buggos. I wish the beetles were out during the day, but they're not. Once you catch a bunch of the beetles, at night the beetles fight each other, and there's like a crowd of beetles that watch, which is kind of funny. So when I went, like, over 10 years ago at this point, you could pay to do a quick scuba lesson and go in the tank with the whale sharks. Wow. That's cool. I always feel like dung beetles look like they're upside down. I mean, are they upside down? Like, do they walk backwards? I don't know anything about dung beetles, but, like, that's its head at the bottom, right? It's, like, walking backwards? So this is probably one of my favorite parts that gets updated as you add things. As you add bugs, it becomes all plants and colorful. I'm going to tell Jason that's what I want to do if we can for our 10... Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah, nice 10-year anniversary. That'd be cool. Yeah, this is a really cool spot in the museum. I do have one bit of confusion. This gets all, like, grassy and stuff. And the bugs fill in, obviously. Up here, there's the science room. And you donate some of these bugs. So, like, you donate these and this and this. But there's one tank that's empty. But I've caught all of the bugs. So you have the mosquitoes, you have the fleas, you have the paper kite butterfly, and you have the flies. And this is, like, the science lab. But there's nothing in this bottom tank under the fleas. And I'm always like, is it just an extra tank? Or what's the deal with that? Oh, yeah. So you can get, like, ants and flies by leaving out food or trash. Like, if you leave, turnips out, you'll see ants after a couple days, like, in a line, and you can just walk up and catch them. And then the flies is if you leave out, like, trash items, like the dirty boot, or the tire, or the can. You can just throw it out. Also, why are the ants getting in and out of the actual... Well, this isn't very good. We have actual ants inside the tank, and then we have ants that are just loose. I don't think I've ever noticed that when I've played. The rice grasshopper, the migratory locust, the long locust, the ants, and then the ants that are escaping the museum. Let's see. It's Bug Guy's lab for new leaf. No photo is there. Your ants have get sugar from coffee on table. That's so funny. But yeah, so the ants are loose. This museum needs to crack down on its seals on these tanks before something worse gets out. Got all our butterflies and our little froggo. Lots of different plants and flowers. And you can sit down on the little benches and take pictures. I do love how much they, like, updated the museum for this game. Like, it just is... Every part of it is so cool. I'd be worried the frog would eat my... Yeah, I always thought it was weird that, like, when you donate the frog, it goes there, and it's like, cool, it's gonna eat all the butterflies. Have more of our, like, locusts section. Or not locusts, but, cicadas, more beetles, more butterflies. Dragonflies are usually by the bridge. Lots of beetles over here. Yeah, lots of neat stuff in the museum. Yeah, fair enough. It's just like decor frog. My art room is not full, like not remotely full, so I don't have that all finished. I keep getting fakes from Red when he comes, so he has, like, the last 2 or 3 times he's come, he's brought all fakes, so I don't have all of the art yet. I'm still missing quite a few things, but this is the current collection, so quite a few empty slots, as we can see. But I'm working on it. We got lots of empty pedestals and wall space. One day, I will finish the art collection. I think I have one piece, so you're fine. Yeah. I mean, I also play regularly, though, so it's like, you know, without time traveling, it's just the natural pacing of it. I'm not super worried about, like, speed running the art section since I already finished, like, the bugs and the fish, and I'm now one creature away from the deep sea section being done. So maybe tonight, if I can, I'll jump on and try to grab the last one, because it's 9 p.m. on, so yeah, we're one away from finishing that. We got all the fishies, we got all the buggies, and the fossil section basically just looks more finished. I don't think it gets super crazy. You can follow like the chain of evolution of things, and there's little displays, all the stuff you donate. Some of this stuff isn't stuff you donate. Some of this stuff is filler stuff that goes in like as upgrades. So I need to check my Twitch panel after the stream because I want to say that I technically hit Twitch payout for February. So I might actually get a payout in March, maybe. Stand on the little blue spots and get like a wide zoom of the meteor coming to kill all the dinosaurs, sadly. I like this. This is always a nice little effect. Yeah, it's March. How? It's Lord. It me. Anyways, yes, the museum is glorious, and we are one step closer to finishing at least one more section. "14 days to the first deadline and 30 days to the end of the first quarter. I just cannot with it." March. How is it already March? How? Wasn't it just March yesterday? Wasn't it just March for a whole year? How is it March again, but a different March? Until I have not been on my alt to pick up my recipes lately. Oh, why did I do that? I need that. I don't have any ramps anymore, so I need a ladder. I haven't left my apartment since March. Yeah, I feel you. I mean, I've gone to the pharmacy and now to a tax appointment, and that was, like, it. And I've gone to pick up coffee, but that doesn't involve, like, actually going out. That's, like, next door to my pharmacy. I don't count that as going out. And it's very rare that I do it in the first place. Let's see. Because thankfully, out of all the places locally, like, the coffee shop is one of the only places that's actually giving a fuck about COVID. Like, everything's plexiglass. You don't make contact with, like, anyone behind the register or upon pickup. You have to order online, and then you walk in, and you're not allowed to stay inside. You get inside, there's a little pickup counter that has, like, plexiglass and just, like, a little slot for them to put your coffee through. You grab your coffee and you leave. You can't hang out inside. You can't, like, camp out and chill and work. Yeah, one bubble to another, house to office, back and forth. Yeah. Sadly, everyone else in my house is just has been living life like none of this has ever happened. So they go out to eat like every meal. They go to work every day. They go out with their friends. The other night, I sat in a car for like 5 hours while they went out to dinner and hung out with my family. They've gone to Thanksgiving with a bunch of people. They've gone on vacation to Disney World during a pandemic. Yep. I am sitting in my house going insane. But that's why I got COVID, because I live with people who don't care. So, that's where we're at. Yeah, I jabbed you awake. Did you see me physically touch him? Yeah, okay. Okay, now it is shovel time. There's a spot on my TV that's like right over like the bottom left quarter, and it's like, it looks like a spot in the sand, and it's making me think there's something there when there's not. Come on, communicator pieces, where are you? Too close. That's one. Jason's cousins are all acting like that, and they can stay the hell away from us, thanks. Although my favorite was one asking for vacation ideas, U.S. states only, and I'm like, yeah, bitch, because no other country worth vacationing at will let us in because of people. Yeah. My mother has booked so many cruises internationally during the end of 2019, the beginning, all of 2020, and still now. Like, she has cruises planned for, like, all parts of the year. And, of course, last year's, they either canceled or got postponed, or they changed which ports they were allowed to go to. Because, mind you, I live in a port city. So, all the cruises come here to where I live. And when all the people first started getting sick on cruises, no other country would let them dock because the ship was just full of basically sick people dying, and they couldn't let them off the ship. So they were sending them all here to basically park the cruises and then let the people off to go about their lives. And it's like, cool, great, thanks. But I'm like, why are you booking a fucking cruise to Australia or New Zealand or to Alaska or to wherever the fuck during a fucking global pandemic? Like, if you're on a ship for fucking 2 weeks, like, where do you think you're getting help? Like, there's only so much shit on the ship, and there's only, like, yes, you're able to, like, you know, get fresh air or whatever, but, like, you're still locked in essentially a moving building with a bunch of people from probably all over the world. Like, good lord, I just fucking can't with people. Because, of course, like, my mom's got a trip planned for June, with an elderly neighbor. They're going on a trip together. And I'm like, the neighbor's, like, in her 80s, I think, or her late 70s. And I'm like, great, you're going to take her on a vacation and she's going to die. Like, that's cool. I'm like, I hate people here. Like, everyone's so stupid. I'm so over it. I literally got grilled the other day on why I refused to go out to eat at a restaurant, at a sports bar. And I'm like, is this a joke? I've literally not left my house for a year. I haven't seen a single friend. I haven't gone out to eat. I haven't literally gone shopping. Like, really? You're wondering why I refuse to get out of the car and go into a packed restaurant with a bunch of people that aren't wearing masks because they're eating at a restaurant? It's a real fucking mystery. And then they tell me, well, you've already had COVID, so it doesn't matter. And I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god, I'm gonna have a stroke, just like my dog. Like, how fucking dumb can you how can you watch the news every day and be this stupid, like, and not understand or believe things? When I drive by restaurants and see full... Oh, please, I've gone out to, like, run errands, like, to go to the pharmacy or to go pick up a coffee after the pharmacy, and, like, I go by 2 or 3 restaurants, and there's packed crowds. And I mean shoulder-to-shoulder crowds of people. Not even, like, spaced out lines or anything for, like, pickup. I mean just packed restaurants. Every single place I go. And I'm like, cool, I'll just sit in the car and, like, you know, hopefully not die from COVID. Well, you'd think when the news tells you to wear a fucking mask and wash your fucking hands, you'd at least do that. But nope, that's also too much to ask. Anyways, let's not make it into a COVID rant. We've had plenty of those since I've gotten it from people who refuse to take care of themselves. But yeah, so it's fun times. People going on vacations, fun times. Love people. That was the last piece. Okay, let's go back to Gulliver. We got our giant monster crab. We got our pieces for Gulliver. Shablam. Is she eating a lollipop? That's nice. I have some non-dairy ice cream in my freezer right now waiting for me. That's a type that I've never tried, and I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not, but we'll see. But hopefully it's good, because I'm hot and it sucks. Like, we don't have winter here. We had like 4 days of cool weather. I won't even call it cold, because I don't consider it cold. But like, that's it. We're back to summer. It's been summer for weeks now, and it's just really fucking shitty. It storms every other day, and it's just fucking hot and humid the rest. Like, I miss the dryness of Texas. Alright, Gulliver. Let's see. We don't have winter here either, except when we did. Listen, if it fucking snows here, I'm gonna be running around outside like a crazy person. If we get snow here in my lifetime, I would be... Well, obviously it would be terrible, but I would also be like, it's a Christmas fucking miracle at the same time. Because, like, we're lucky to get a day under, like, 85, where the real feel isn't, like, 95. I think April the other day was like, right now, at, like, the time that we were talking, she was like, there is a 90-degree difference between where I am and where you are. 90 degrees, and we live in the same country. Like, come on, man. Yeah, Texas is fucking bad. Let's see, houses here are meant to keep heat out when we get 100 degree for 5 months, not to keep the heat in. Yeah, yeah. Yes, you can plant everything outside. April is always jealous of my yard because my yard is just nothing but plants and year round. Like, even when it gets quote-unquote cool here, it's never cool enough for anything to freeze or die. Like, if anything, I have the problem of if I don't water my plants for 1 day, they all die from overheating. Which is this week's other issue, is that I took 1 day off from watering my plants to take care of my dog, and all my plants died, so... All my herbs are all shriveled up and fucking, like, dust in their little pots. You saw that big-ass plant I got in January? That was from Florida in someone's backyard. Yeah. Yeah, no, we have, I'm in Southeast Florida. I'm in Fort Lauderdale area. So we have, like, you literally will go to, like, your neighbor and be like, hey, can I clip part of your plant? And they'll be like, yeah, and then you just put it in your yard and it takes over your yard. Or, like, grows to a full tree or whatever. So if you're a plant person and you don't mind hurricanes, and it being summer literally the whole entire year, then South Florida is the place for you. Also, if you don't mind the type of news that we get, which is lots of shootings, lots of stabbings, lots of robbings, lots of crime, lots of, you know. If you're bilingual, great place too, because obviously a huge part of the population either does not speak English or refuses to speak English, which is fine. But if you don't speak another language besides English, it becomes tricky. Because, of course, God forbid you make learning a second language mandatory in school. That would make sense. Because once you drive a certain amount of south from, like, where I live, like 30, 40 minutes south of me, like, even the billboards aren't in English. Like, so, it just depends on the area. We had a lady, when I worked at the law firm, we had a lady who was white, and she moved in, she wasn't from Florida, she moved from another state. She was, like, basically scouted from another firm. And the people who were helping her move told her a neighborhood to move into that was affordable, and they basically put her in a an anti-white area. And so, like, her landlord kept trying to, like, break all her shit and, like, make her move out and, like, ruin her day and, like, everyone in her entire complex hated her for no reason, like, since the moment she moved in, and she's like, I don't understand. Everyone told me everyone's so friendly here, and, like, it's cool to live in this area, and I'm like, when we asked her, like, what area she moved into, everyone in the room, including, like, all of the people of color, like, all of my Hispanic boss, like, the black people in the room, like, everyone was like, yeah, you need to move. You can't really live there. Your shit's gonna get stolen or broken. Like, they're gonna wreck your car or something. Like, they don't want white people there. You need to not. So, I was like, whoever told you to move there really hated you. And then she was like, it was my former boss. And I was like, there it is. I'm like, your former boss basically wanted you to get killed in the parking lot. I'm like, you were put in, like, one of the least white-friendly areas. I'm like, you can go pretty much anywhere else. Just get out of there. Oh, there goes my shovel. It's just funny, because, like, when I lived in Orlando, so I did, like, Disney internship for a while, and they put you with random roommates, and the roommates can be from anywhere in the country. They can't be international, but they can be from anywhere in the country. And so most of my 6 roommates had never been to Florida and had never been to Disney before. So, of course, they were super excited to, like, see all the sights and do all the touristy things and all that kind of stuff. And, mind you, 5 of them were white. I only had 1 black roommate, and at least at the beginning. So I had 1 black roommate who was from, like, I think she was from, like, Louisiana or something. She had a very strong accent. I believe she was from Louisiana. It's been a long time. I don't remember. But all of my white roommates were from, like, the Midwest or from the far northeast, like, the Northeast. And they weren't used to Florida weather. They weren't used to, like, the culture of further South Florida. Like, obviously Orlando's very touristy, so it's all very tourist friendly for anyone from anywhere around the world. You know, they try to have as many people who speak every language or sign language or are, you know, you get fully disability trained and stuff so that you can deal with basically any kind of guest. But one weekend they were like, we're all going to drive down to South Miami because, you know, we've seen it on all the TV shows and the movies and the reality shows. And mind you, this was in college, so you see all those, like, Miami Beach, spring break, and, like, all that kind of stuff, and it was around the time of spring break. And I'm like, okay, you can go to South Florida for, like, you know, to party and drink and go to spring break. I'm like, but don't go further than, like, this area. And they're like, no, we're gonna go south. And I'm like, you're all white. You're not very welcome. Like, it's not safe. You're not welcome. You don't speak Spanish, none of you. I'm like, you're not gonna be able to ask, like, directions. I'm like, and this was, you know, like 10 years ago at this point, so it's not like everyone had, like, Google Maps on their phone and could just get around easily. And I was like, bye. Good luck, Marcy, good luck. You can do it. But yeah, it's so funny, like, people see stuff in, like, movies and on TV, and then they're like, I'm gonna go party, and it's like, you're gonna end up in a dumpster with a liver missing, like... People I know who have lived here their entire lives, which, mind you, I was born and raised in South Florida. I do not tread in certain parts of South Florida. It's just... And I went to school in one of what is probably ranked one of the most dangerous high schools in South Florida. I went to a school where I got so many head injuries, I got bullied, I got bashed. There was days where literally white people could not go to school without the threat of being stabbed, jumped, having the shit beaten out of them by gangs. We had a huge gang prevalence at my school. And basically, there was literally designated days where, like, all the teachers knew, you won't have any students in your class this day because they will get literally jumped. I had friends who got jumped so bad that security didn't even help them, and they, like, literally pissed their pants from being jumped by, like, 8 people. I mean, we had police on campus all the time. Like, I saw people get tased for the first time at school. Like, and if I went to school there and survived and then will not go to certain parts of South Florida, it's for a reason. Like, I just... Like, no thanks. I don't need to end up... We have a huge... Like, my mom didn't know that, like, South Florida is one of the main spots for human trafficking in the country. And I'm like, where have you been? You've lived here your whole life. You don't know that that's what happens when the people go missing? Like, what do you think they kidnap you for? Just to, like, throw you in a ditch? Like, no. They sell you. Or they kill you and take your organs for the black market. Like, nope. I used to have a friend at the office who was... She was Portuguese, but she looked relatively white. So she was like, even though she spoke like she spoke Portuguese and she could understand Spanish and stuff, she's like, I look too white. She goes, I won't go down south. She's like, hell no. She's like, I'll get killed. I'm like, that's sad when you're not even white and you're like, nope, it ain't safe. Like, it's not even just a white thing, it's just a thing. And I'm like, roommates, you're gonna go to Miami and never come back. Like, let's not. Let's see. The fun flip side of all of this is that every time Jason mentions a part of Oklahoma we should visit, the first words out of my mouth are, "Is it safe for me to go there?" Yeah, exactly. It's like it's like such a weird dichotomy because like here, like we have like not at least I'm sure we have them everywhere. I mean, I live in a town with a racist name. Like, we petitioned last year to get the name changed, and we got a ton of signatures. It went on CNN. The guy who started the petition and everything is a guy locally to me who's a black guy, a young black guy, and the town like just basically ignored the petition. Like, they not only didn't change the name, they were just like, they never like made a formal statement about it or anything. And of course, all the old white people are like, "It's history. You can't erase history." And it's like, well, there's also a lot of young black people and people of color who live in this town, or you know, kids who are being brought up in this town, and it's really cool to be reminded of slavery every day and all that kind of horrible shit that goes along with it when you're a person whose family was affected by it. Like, yes, I'm a Jewish person. My family was directly affected by the Holocaust. Yes. I don't live in a town named fucking Auschwitz. Like, you know? Let's see. Oh, yeah, look on Twitter about UT and this fucking gross Eyes of Texas song. Oh, I don't even know if I want to know about that. But, like, there's so many like weird arguments, but like in the town next to my town, it's like a huge part of the Ku Klux Klan and the KKK, and it's still active, and it's still a huge hub. And like I used to go to the dentist in that town, and like I would see people with Nazi flags, Nazi symbols, swastikas on their cars, on their trucks, and it's like, cool, like I'm queer, I'm trans, I'm Jewish, like I'm not a person of color, but it's like, imagine in a college town, mind you, because this is in a college town, going to college, going outside to get in your car and seeing a fucking swastika on the truck next to yours. Like, that's, like, fucking insane. And obviously, even, I'm talking pre-Trump. Like, this is pre-Trump that I've seen this shit. Like, imagine now, like, living in an area where, like, it's cowboy town, but, like, we're not in the South. Like, where I live, it's not the South. Go to your interview. I'm in the lobby. Yeah, hard pass, exactly. And it's like, it's just wild to me, like, the people that are still so obsessed with, like, keeping history. It's like, no, you're not keeping history alive. Like, the history doesn't go anywhere. It's just because you rename something or, you know, change a flag or change a song or get rid of a statue. Like, they're still teaching it in school, at least most schools. Like, obviously not every school. Like, there's plenty of schools that don't teach history because they're fucking stupid. But it's like, the history doesn't go anywhere just because you don't name something after something super racist that makes half the people living there uncomfortable. It drives me fucking nuts, and I feel so bad for all of the people of color who have to deal with fucking racism wherever, like, obviously. It's like, I couldn't, like, obviously, like, April's got plenty of experience with it. I'm sure all of my friends of color have fucking issues with it directly, and it's like, I'm always trying to be, like, the person who speaks up against other white people who, like, have a racist joke or a racist story or a homophobic joke or a transphobic joke. And it's like, you know, I would rather put myself at risk for being a target than my friends be targeted regularly. And yeah, like, not all people give a fuck about it. Like, they'll just be like, I'll say what I say and I don't care who I offend. And sadly, you can't really change those people. All you can do is let them know that, like, you don't agree with them. And it's like, I always, like, even, like, people who I'm related to who say, like, very racist shit, like, I always go, yo, that's fucking racist. Like, can you not say that? Or can you at least not fucking say it in front of me if you're gonna still talk shit? Like, because, like, my best friend since I was 4 years old is black. We are still friends. We have been best friends our entire fucking lives since 4 years old. And I hear my family, who, like, basically treat her like a daughter, say racist shit. And I'm like, would you say that to her face? Like, if she came in this house, would you say those words in front of her? Would you say that on her Facebook page? Would you tweet that tweet or whatever if you knew she was seeing it or hearing it? And it's like, it's wild to me. And my friend even, like, when I told her, like, about, like, how much shit has been going on during the Trump time, you know, she was like, do you want me to, like, get on the phone and, like, talk to your family? And I'm like, no, because they'll act like they don't do it. They'll lie. They won't stand by it. They'll be like, oh, no, it was in a different context, or, oh, it was misheard, or, you know, whatever fucking fake excuse. But if they were called out on by a black person, I mean, they would just backpedal, and then they would be like, oh, no, I don't mean it like that. And it's like, my stepdad's not white, mind you. Like, my stepdad is a man of color. He does not look white. He does not have white passing privilege. Yeah, yikes on bikes, exactly. They want to keep the history that's 100% about keeping an entire group of people there from knowing their own. Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, it's so fucking wild, like, to hear my stepdad, who is not white, not rich, not white, voted for Trump. And it's like, what universe do you live in where you think Trump does anything for you? If he met you in person, he would probably try to get you deported. Like, seriously? You're a Native American Mexican man from Texas. My stepdad is from Texas. And, like, seriously? You may act like you're a white good old boy or whatever, but no white person sees you that way. Like, he's faced racism. It's like, why would you be so pro other racism then? I just don't understand it, and I never will. And all I can do is, like, say my 2 cents when I'm in a situation where I can say 2 cents, and, like, I can try to, like, help my friends when I can help my friends. Like, if I can use my privilege at any point to help somebody, I will try. But, like, I also know to, like, sit the fuck down and, like, let people speak also. Because it's just like trans issues. Like, my cis friends can use their platform and their privilege to stand up for trans rights, or to stand up for trans equality, or for people not misgendering people, or people not dead naming people. And that's great. Cis people should use their platform for that. And it's the same thing, like, they can't, like, you can't speak to the trans experience as a non-trans person. Just like a straight person can't speak to the gay experience, a white person cannot speak to a person of color's experience. Like, I can see it happen. I went to a 97% black school. No joke, that was the statistic when I went. And it was a big school, it wasn't a tiny school. 97% black. It was 2% white, and it was 1% mixed other, is how it was defined in the statistics. And it's like, yeah, like, I've had more than the normal amount of exposure for a white person not living in a super black area to, like, I grew up with mostly all black friends. Despite being raised by people and being surrounded by white people who were very openly racist, like, I somehow thankfully avoided being, like, brainwashed with that. Because, I don't know if it was because I went to school and had all black friends and black boyfriends and whatnot, but I don't get it, man. Like, even in college, like, they teach you, like, you're a fucking human being. Like, if you're judging someone based on their color or their hair type or whatever, like, you're stupid and you're wrong. Like, you shouldn't have to tell people on a college level, like, if you're fucking racist, you're ignorant. And it's like, you should already know that by then. And sadly, a lot of people don't. But you also get people who show up to college and go into 4th level Holocaust history class and talk openly about their fetish for fucking Nazis. And everyone in the class just stares and turns at them in a classroom full of people of color, gay people, Jewish people, trans people, and then you have one white girl who's like, I think Nazi uniforms are hot. And it's like, in front of the teacher, like, in the class. And it's like, you need to be ejected from this room via cannon. Yeah, how do you mean it exactly? Like, people are like, I don't mean it like that. Well, how do you mean it? Because I don't see many options on how you could mean it. Like, especially when you're using, like, slurs. Like, well, what did you mean? Because to me, it sounded like you meant exactly the word you said. I don't know what alternate dimension you come from where there's a different meaning for that word. Or a different... hold on, that's my phone. Okay, make sure it's not the vet. We're good. But yeah, it's just, I can't. And it's like, obviously I can never speak to the experience because I have not lived the experience, and I cannot step on toes in a where there's a platform for it. Like, but I will always, like, defend my friends, stick up for my friends, fucking speak up when there's racist shit going on in my household or in front of me. Like, I have always been that quote-unquote obnoxious party, like, buzzkill or whatever people want to say, and party pooper, stick in the mud, whatever the fuck, you know, people think of it as. But it's like, no, when you say a fucking racist-ass thing, I'm gonna go like, that's pretty fucking racist. And I've done it at Thanksgiving, I've done it at fucking family gatherings, I've done it at birthday things, like, I've done it at all sorts of things with mixed company, and it's like, yeah, there may not be a black person in the room, but that doesn't, like, you're just showing me how you really are as a person. I love people who insist they have an appointment and they're in the wrong building aside. Oh no. Oh no. Welp. They're gonna be late for their appointment wherever it actually is. And also, not to, like, chatter on too much about it, but, like, always, since I have so many friends who are, you know, men and women of color, like, if there was ever anything I could do to help further, like, I always want somebody to, like, correct me or tell me, like, as a matter of fact, like, what you're doing is bad or hurtful, or, like, you're better off to do such and such. Like, I am very much open to being corrected or told to shut the fuck up or whatever. I just want to help. And, like, as a trans person, I don't have tons of, fucking legal fucking privilege. But, like, as a white person, I have lots of white privilege. So, and I am, like, the epitome of looking white. I am super pale, blue-eyed blonde hair, white person. I may not have, high class fucking money. I may not have, like, all of that going. I may not have, like, cis-het privilege, but I will use whatever fucking little bit of privilege I have to stand between a fist and a friend, so to speak. And that is the end of today's soapbox, maybe. But, yeah, I also hate, like, that's why I got so mad. Let's see, I want to call one of my bosses at my day job and explain how it's not appropriate to constantly make a big deal over the one black woman in your company's hair. Because, oh, Jesus Christ. I would fucking email or call your fucking boss, because that's fucked up. We used to have that problem at the law firm a lot. Like, we only had a couple of black ladies at the firm when I was working there. We had more Hispanic ladies than black ladies, but it was mostly a white firm. And, like, literally, like, the women's hair was never, like, there was anything wrong with it. It was just that it's a quote-unquote black hairstyle, and it's like, well, what do you want them to do with their hair? Like, shave their head and get a wig? Like, I mean, first off, they're not even people being seen by the public. Like, they're not going out and seeing the client. It'd be one thing if you were, like, sending them to court and you're like, this isn't appropriate for court. That's a whole separate conversation. But, like, it's so wild to me that, like, I hated that shit when they would be like, oh, they want me to change my braids, or, oh, I paid all this money to have my hair done, and now they're saying it's inappropriate. And it's like, why? Why is it inappropriate? Like, because they're black? Like, what the fuck? Let's see. I have it wrapped in a scarf today. I've done it before, and he just had to point it out and make a big deal. Fucking, I hate people. I do. I hate people. I hated working in my office so much for various reasons. Like, the word tranny would get used in front of me and in front of just anyone. Obviously, the N-word would get used in the office place. I actually got a girl fired in my own department because she talked about lynching N-words as a joke. And as her direct supervisor, I went to my direct supervisor, and I said, we need to have a meeting 2-on-1 with her because I don't think she understands that there's a room full of non-white people around her. Not me, but other people in our department. We all shared one big office. And I was like, people can hear her, and she's laughing, throwing the N-word around on the clock. Yeah, I'm not going to dox the law firm because I don't even know that they're still fucking open, honestly. They were going under when I left, so... one of my direct bosses had so many fucking DUIs, like, he killed an old person via DUI, like, he's had so many mugshots he's had expunged, like, he made jokes that he was Harvey Weinstein for Halloween, and just came dressed up as himself, because he used to buy people, like, boob jobs and shit, and then they would have to flash their boobs in the office. Oh, our office was fucking horrible. I can still punch anyone. Yeah. No, it was just a bad time in general. But yeah, like, we 2-on-1 this one girl, and we were like, listen, you can't use, like, the word faggot or the N-word or, the word tranny or, he, she, or whatever the fuck other jokes you want to make. And she was younger, and I'm like, it's not appropriate for the clock. I'm like, you're in front of other people, and you don't know who you're offending. And she's like, well, I don't care. If they get offended, that's on them. That's not on me. And I'm like, that's not how that works. And then she, like, we kept talking to her, like, both my boss and me kept talking to her, and she, like, refused to even fake apologize. And so finally I said, hey, listen, I said, I'm just gonna say this. The word faggot used to get used a lot on me when I used to get fucking beat in high school, and I personally, as your boss, don't like hearing people use the word faggot in my presence while I'm at work. I said, so if anything, you can apologize to me if you're not gonna apologize to everyone else. And she's like, I don't see anything to be sorry for. And so me and everyone else in my department wrote up full, like, statements on everything that she had said and done, because we had a girl from Cuba in our department as well, a young girl from Cuba, and she had made statements about people from Cuba need to fucking go home, and, like, all this kind of, like, super offensive shit. And of course, I'm like, well, do y'all want to make statements with your names signed? Because I need statements from everyone in the department that this isn't word of mouth and that it happened on the clock and not, like, at lunch or something or after hours. Everyone wrote up a fucking full-ass fucking page on her, printed them out, signed them, brought them to the boss. I went with the boss, and he's like, did this happen during lunch? And I'm like, no, it happened during work hours. And then he went and he, like, looked on her social media, and she had been shit-talking the firm with the firm logo and confidential paperwork on, like, her Snapchat and on her Instagram and shit. And I think then he found out she was actively interviewing for other jobs at other offices on top of it, and he fucking immediately fired her. Like, I'm like, I don't think he would have fired her over the slurs. I think the fact that he found out she was shit-talking the firm publicly and fucking looking for another job, he said, you want another job? Go get it. And he fucking kicked her out. And I'm like, if anyone else has anything offensive to say or to stand up for her, please step up and let me know, because I'm done. Yeah, she was like one of the worst cases of like things that happened in that office. Like, we had shit all the time that was just horrible, but like, woo boy, like, that was a bad one. That was like, and when she got fired, like, everyone else was so relieved, and I was like, yeah, first off, she didn't do her job in the first place. She, like, when she left, we all had to go, pick up the slack from her workload, and I found out after she left that she hadn't even been working for, like, all the months that she had been there. She literally was just hiding her work in another room in the office, like, in between things in the shelves. Let's see, I will shit talk my place of employment. Yep, sure would. Would do it while posting photos of me at the place of work. Nope. Yeah, and she, like, when you work at a law firm, obviously the people's documentation, we worked at an insurance law firm to boot. So we worked for the insurance side of law. So, like, we have everyone's medical records, we have everyone's x-rays, we have surveillance footage, we have surveillance photos, we have people's medical histories, we have all of this, stuff. And she was just, like, taking pictures, like, of the papers and posting it on social media. Like, it was, like, instead of posting her selfie, she'd be like, more shitty paperwork to do, fucking hate this place, and, like, with our header on it and shit. And I'm like, you can't even pretend. She was so dumb. I'm like, so even if she wasn't a proud racist and homophobe and transphobe, she was just also a big fucking moron. But then, like, I had to do months of backlogged work, and I was like, now I really hate her. I'm like, god damn it. I'm like, I hope she gets hit by a train. I've never met somebody so damn stupid. I'm like, how did you get a job? Oh, you probably fucked our boss. Like, that's probably how you got this job. Let's be real. Yeah, I mean, this happened years ago, so I don't know. I never followed up, like, I never, like, went online to, like, follow up to see what happened to her or not. Some people in our office definitely, like, creeped on her shit afterwards, like, on her social media. Because, of course, she threw a massive tantrum over being, quote-unquote, fired for nothing, and I was like, yeah, okay. I don't think throwing the N-word around in an office or throwing around other slurs or talking about lynching people as a joke, like, yeah, it's great office talk, real. Well, I don't know what office you fucking think you work in, but, even though our boss was pro-Trump and they all very much were very openly pro-Trump and very, very small-minded in general, I was like, yeah, you can't talk about that, though, like, on the clock. I don't care what you talk about at home. I don't live with you. I don't need to know that. But the black people sitting 5 feet away from you don't need to overhear your conversations either. Like, Jesus Christ. The place was a hot mess. How I lasted 5 years there will be a mystery to everyone, including me, the person who lasted. It was mostly because I needed a paycheck and insurance, but it was a miserable fucking 5 years. What's funny is one of the guys that I worked with, he used to stream on Twitch when, like, during, after hours or whatever, like, when he was not at work. But he would, like, call out of work sick and then stream on Twitch, and, like, my direct supervisor, like, we all shared a room. So, like, he would call out sick, and then we would go on his Twitch, and he would be on Twitch. And it's like, we would let him know that we were watching him, or, like, we know that you're on Twitch. Like, we fucking see you. Like, I worked with so many stupid fucking people, it was actually fucking incredible. And they all made more money than me, which was even funnier. Like, wow, cool. I went to school. I actually do my job. I did my job better than probably anyone else in my department, combined. I got promoted multiple times. I got a few raises, and I still made less money than, like, everyone. Because I wouldn't suck anyone's dick, I guess. we always used to call people the dick sucking club, because it's like, oh, if you move up in the company, you've obviously done something to deserve it, and it isn't the work, because all the people who made 6 figures didn't do any of their job. People who do that call out sick post shit. Oh, yeah, like at Disney, when I worked at Disney, even though we were interns, they told you up front, they're like, if you call out sick or use any of your, time off or whatever, that's not like, scheduled time off. They said, if we see any instance of your ID being used anywheres on property, like to get into a park, to go to a restaurant, to charge something, like to pay for something, to buy food, to anything. Like, if you're on property on a sick day, you're fired instantly. Like, they call you and they tell you to leave. Like, you're immediately dispelled. They don't fuck around. Like, when I called out sick, like, I'm in bed. Like, I'm not even leaving the apartment. I'm at home. Like, I'm actually sick, because that was when I had H1N1. That was my last pandemic illness. But yeah, it's like, so dumb. So dumb. Also, I would never connect on social media. Oh, yeah. So, like, at one point, we had a really bad hurricane year at one point. And I had my Twitter, all of my Twitter has always been under a pen name, even before I had my current Twitter. Like, I never have ever had social media under my legal name or under any variation of my legal name in my life. A, because I don't want my family to be on my social media, and B, because I don't want any of my bosses to be on my social media. So when I first started working there, none of my social media was linked to any variation of my name or my information. Like, not to my phone number or to my regular email. Like, I had alternate emails and everything. And, like, a couple of weeks into working there, my big boss, like, our main boss, he was always, like, really fucking creepy. I think he was ex-military and ex-police in, like, Cuba or something. And he was very intense. Like, he scared people. Like, he was very intense. Like, he would whistle when he walked through the hallways, and people would hear a whistle and just, like, fucking just start freaking out. Like, he gave probably so many people PTSD about whistling, it wasn't even funny. But, like, I was walking through a hallway with my arms full, and we had glass doors that would swing one way, and I was, like, backing through a glass door with my arms full, and he was coming the other way, and he, like, opened the door, and he, like, saw me, stopped, and then just, like, no one else was around, and he whispered my pen name to me, and he goes, very interesting, and then just walked away. And I was like, oh my god, he found my social media. Like, he found all of my everything. My website, like, back then, my Tumblr, And not that I talked about work. I never once on any social media named my workplace. Back when Facebook was a thing, before it turned into Trump Fest, like, I had, like, an empty Facebook. Never put my place of work. Never talked about work besides saying, like, oh, another day at work. Like, nope. Oh, no. That was the scariest thing I had ever seen. And I found out how he found me was because even though I didn't have a LinkedIn profile, when you look at someone's profile on LinkedIn, it tells them who looks at their profile. So I guess what happened was he saw who looked at his LinkedIn profile randomly, because I wanted to know more about my boss when I got the job. And I was like, oh, let me see, like, how long he's worked here, like, what his experience is, or, like, whatever, where he's from. Because he wasn't, like, a very chatty, friendly kind of person. So in my interview, like, he asked me about school, he asked me about, like, my work experience, because he wanted me to skip my college graduation to come to the interview. And I was like, that should have been the first red flag to not take the job. Because, like, I literally interviewed the week of my graduation. I think I interviewed on a Friday. Or I was supposed to interview on a Thursday, and Thursday was my university graduation ceremony. And he was like, well, you can just skip it and just come to the interview. And I'm like, my family would fucking kill me if I canceled my college graduation to fucking come to a job interview to be a fucking clerk. Like, are you insane? So I went on his LinkedIn, and then I guess it showed an email log, like a log of my email address, that whatever email I was using. And it was like he Googled it because he didn't recognize it, and there was no LinkedIn account. Attempt to get a job that's not guaranteed instead of celebrating your completion of years of work. Exactly. And I had missed my first college graduation when I got my AA because they never announced, like, the deadlines to apply for graduation. So I actually missed my first college graduation entirely just due to no communication at my school. They never told you, like, oh, hey, here's the deadline for getting capping out, and here's the deadline for getting photos, here's the deadline for actually applying to walk. So I missed my first college graduation. If I had skipped on purpose my second graduation, my family might have literally murdered me. So I told him, I said, I'm actually graduating from university on Thursday. Can I come in after graduation? Because it was early in the morning. But it was in the county north of where I lived. It's not close. And he was like, well, can you come in the next day? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. The day after is fine. I don't have fucking class the day after graduation. Like, so I came in Friday, did the interview, and he said, oh, I have a bunch of interviews today, so just come in at like noon on lunch, and I'll just squeeze you into lunchtime. And I was like, okay. Came in, did the interview pretty quickly. And then he was like, I always email people yes or no, so you'll know either way if you get the job in like 6 weeks. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And I wasn't planning on getting a job like immediately after college. It kind of fell into my lap. I wasn't job hunting. I was actually going to take a break because I'd gone to college for like 7 fucking straight years between my 2 degrees. So I was like, cool, I'm just going to take a break, and if he gets back to me, then he gets back to me. And I fully was not expecting to get the job with no office experience. I had only had retail or food experience previous to that. And then he was like, he emailed me later that day and was like, yeah, I finished all my interviews, and you're pretty much the only candidate that I would even remotely hire. He's like, so you've got the job. He's like, you start Monday. So I literally had 1 weekend off from college and then started a job and worked there for 5+ years. But he was, like, that place was unhealthy as fuck. Like, somebody the same age as me, like one of the lawyers, committed suicide when I was early on into working there. Nobody, and all of his, like, best friends didn't even know he was depressed or suicidal. They were totally shocked. He hid it very well. He was one of the nicest, like, friendliest people in the office. We had, like, 3 deaths aside from him in the time that I worked there from stress-related illness or one injury that then escalated to being hospital, then escalated to death. We had a lot of very drug addict people. We had a lot of coke users. We had a lot of other drug users. We had a lot of hardcore alcoholics. We had some people who had, like, breakdowns so bad in the courtroom that they got banned from the building, and, like, basically we were told, like, hey, if you were on this person's team, like, just a heads up. And I had, like, the threat of possibly being killed because he hated me, like, openly. Like, he used to scream and berate me in front of the entire office for, like, walking by him when he was eating chips. Like, he was an actual unhinged person, like, not even a joke. Like, it wasn't even like, oh, you fucked up and you got yelled at. It would be like, I would enter the room and he would scream at me and then walk through the office and talk about how, like, the public education system is useless and how I'm a useless piece of shit. And, like, oh, yeah, it was a healthy 5 years. We'll say that. But eventually I did quit. Because when I interviewed, I actually was like, I'm only going to work here a year so that I can get some experience and some money, and then I'm going to leave. And then they kept, like, giving me raises and promotions, even though they still treated me just as bad, and I just wasted that balloon, god damn it. And then basically I was like, okay, it's either work here or literally kill myself, because it got, like, my depression just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And then I finally was like, I'm just gonna quit. Like, I don't have another job lined up, but I can't do this anymore. And then I had started hormones, and I was like, oh, I probably have, like, 6 months before, like, I have to deal with that at work. And then my voice dropped at 2 weeks. So I was like, oops, well, either way, even if I don't come out, like, I'm literally fucked. So, like, when I left, my friend who still worked there for a little bit longer than me, she told me everyone in the office talked about me after I left. And I was like, yep, that surprises me zero amount. Because everyone, quote-unquote, loved me because I was a hard worker and I would basically bend over backwards to do anything anyone asked. But at the same time, like, everyone talked so much shit about me, and when they found out I was trans, that was kind of, like, the nail in the coffin for them. Like, people just stopped talking to me, people were, like, super nasty, people tried to get in my business, and I didn't really let them, because I never formally came out at work, even though I was technically out since I was 15, and I went back in the closet to work there. So that was fun. It was the worst. Like, I was out at every other job before I worked there. So then I was like, fuck, man, like, how long had it been? I mean, shit, I was, like, maybe, let me think, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. I mean, I was, like, maybe 8 or 9 months on hormones before I actually left the office. So, like, it was obvious. Like, my voice dropped at 2 weeks, and I basically turned into a werewolf in under a month, so I just shaved a lot, but I mean, like, obviously, a voice drop as significant as mine was like, oh, that's an obvious tell. Like, you're not sick. Like, it'd be one thing if I was sick and then, you know, it went away. But people were, like, literally asking my friend, because my friend obviously knew. My friend actually was the one giving me my shots when I was on shots. And now I'm not on shots anymore. But, yeah, she basically didn't tell them anything, supposedly. But they all asked her. They're like, oh, is so-and-so fucking trans? Like, oh, did they transition? Is that why they quit? Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, Like, my boss that was, like, really gross, like, the sexual harassy boss, he never sexually harassed me because I wasn't attractive, which is fine, because I don't want to be sexually harassed by my boss. But, one day, by accident, like, just by force of habit, he called me something like sweetheart or honey or something, and immediately his face, like, turned sour, and then he was like, I'm sorry, I don't know why I said that, because he had never said anything like that to me in the 5 years I had worked there, and it was just literally, like, force of habit. He always just hit on the girls and touched the girls and, like, had sex with the girls and stuff. And then he was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, he apologized to me. He was like, I don't know why I said that. And then, like, I left the room, because I was, like, getting him to sign something. I left the room with his signature, and then, like, he turned around and asked my friend, like, that's not right, right? Like, there's something wrong there. And I'm like, my friend told me at lunch, she was like, yeah, he caught himself real fast on that. I was like, yeah. He got the energy of, like, I just hit on a dude in the office. Like, oh yeah, barf galore. My office experience is, like, literally, I always compared it, like, no one ever believed my stories about the office, and my friend did the same thing. Like, she was a buxom young woman, I will say, and, man, like, the dudes, like, fuck, man, even if they were married, like, oh, we had so many affairs in the office. Like, people would, like, have their, like, go out to lunch with their boyfriends or girlfriends and then fucking leave with their husband or wife. Like, spouses were not allowed at any company function, like, even outside of the office, like, for our Christmas party and stuff, like, you could not bring your husband or wife, mostly because they were doing coke and, like, smoking pot and getting so drunk that they would, like, strip naked and, like, go to a hotel and shit. Like, yeah, of course you can't bring your husband or wife, because you'd get divorced after it. You'd find out who they were fucking in the office and get divorced. I mean, I hit on a guy in my office, but the only guy allowed in my office is my husband. Yeah, that's different. Flirting with your own spouse or boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever is one thing, but, like, or, if you're all single and you're, trying to maybe hook up with someone in the office, but, like, I super casually flirted with somebody in my department, like, who was my own age, because we had a lot of older people in the office. But, like, when they weren't interested, that was the end of it. It was, like, a one-time, like, hey, you want to go out? You want to do it? You want to hang out? Like, it wasn't even, like, a serious thing. Like, it was, like, a no-pressure kind of thing. And it was like, okay, cool. You're not interested? That's fine. Because they really didn't care about, obviously, like, fraternizing with your fellow employees or anything. That wasn't that kind of place. So I was like, it's not like I'm going to get in trouble if he says no. It's not like he's going to go to the boss and get me fired for, like, asking him out. It's like, I didn't get, like, crazy with it and stalk him to his car or anything. RV picked up. Woo, yay, good news. That's good, yeah. But yeah, man, like, that's the thing is, like, people were like, oh, well, you could get another job at another law firm. And I'm like, do I want to? Because, like, a lot of people are kind of the same. And I know it's not everywhere, but, like, honestly, from the people that I met from other law firms, it actually is kind of the same everywhere. The only places it's not the same is if it's, like, one attorney in an office, like, with one secretary. If it's, like, a two-person office, it may not be that bad. But if it's a large-scale office, it's bad. So I never looked for another law firm-related job after I left. Because, honestly, I didn't want to deal with that all over again. I always told people it was, like, working at Wolf of Wall Street, but less fun. Because it's like, yeah, like, you look at the scene where he's on Quaaludes and he, like, can't talk and he's falling down the stairs and shit, and it's like, yep. That's what my office is like. Like, people are drunk in the middle of the day or smell super hard of booze at, 11 o'clock in the morning, or go in the bathroom and force coke on people. Let's see, it reminds me of the one lawyer guy. I've never watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, so I can't compare, but I would not be shocked if it's accurate to somebody I've worked with. Because it's like, I even had, like, one dude in the office, and I've talked about him on stream before, that, like, we were casually friendly to each other. Like, he was, I think he was engaged. He wasn't married. He was engaged. I think he was around my age, but he was one of the lawyers. And, like, we would talk about comic books and just, casual stuff. Like, it was never flirty on either direction. But he would come to my office, like, anytime a new trailer came out or a new comic book came out, and he would walk by my office and be like, hey, did you see the trailer? Or, oh, did you see Superman? Or did you see the new Marvel movie? And we would talk about that for a while. And obviously it never went, it was never flirty, like I said, or, like, invasive or anything like that. But, like, he was friendly to me, like, beyond anyone else in the office that wasn't in my department. But even he would, like, tell people, like, I don't know why so-and-so works here. Like, a dog could do that job. I could bring my dog to the office and my dog could fucking do that job. Like, why are we paying a person for this? Like, why do we pay these fucking morons? And it's like, everyone was just so fucking fake. And it's like, I wasn't like that. Like, if I didn't like you, I just didn't go out of my way to talk to you. But it's like people were just nasty. Like, on top of being, like, drug addicts and alcoholics and cheaters and just assholes in general, like, people were just nasty. And it's like, do you not think I'm gonna see this email? And, like, people who were, like, wanted to be friends with me outside of the office were that way with me, too. And it's like, I would find out about it via, like, being accidentally CC'd on an email or being tagged on something. And it's like, cool, this is really great. I love trying to be nice to people, and you all just talk about me like I'm the biggest piece of shit in this office. I'm like, at least I do my job. Like, you can joke that, oh, I shouldn't be paid to work here, but I was, like, one of the few people actually busting my ass on a daily basis and overtime. Like, get the fuck out of here. I don't get paid enough to work here. Yeah, the boss that was doing coke at the company party. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I hear my dog tiptoeing. What are you doing, little dog? Are you okay? What are you in? Oh, that's Gemma. What are you doing, Gemma? Do you need to go out? You're giving me face like it's time for food, but it's not time for food because you ate 5 meals yesterday because you kept stealing my dog's food. Like a pig. Anyways, enough about office talk because God knows I do not miss that life. Like, what's bad is, like, 2020 was so rough for, like, me and my other friend who left the firm, like, when we did. Like, I left at the beginning of 2019. So it's been a minute since I left, even though I'm, like, permanently traumatized from that 5 years. But at the same time, like, my other friend left a couple of months after me because she went to medical school, like, to be a nurse. But she has 4 kids. So then COVID started, and we were both unemployed, and we were both at home, and she was at home with 4 children. And she was also doing nursing school from home. And literally, she's like, God, I fucking regret quitting sometimes because at least I would not be home. And I'm like, nah, they didn't pay me enough. I literally couldn't. Like, yeah, a regular paycheck and good insurance is great and all, but, like, how much is your barrier to deal with that shit? Like, that's beyond unhealthy. Like, I understand that a lot of places your boss will be an asshole, but it was next level there. It was next level, so I would not go back. And my boss did tell me, like, my big boss, like, the really horrible boss, like, he told me when I left, like, the day that I literally physically left the office for the last time, he came up to me at the elevator, because we were in a, you know, a big downtown building. He was like, he came to me at the elevator, and he was like, hey, you're leaving? And I was like, yep, time to go. And he's like, he, like, put his hand out, and he shook my hand, and he's like, you've always been a really great worker, and I've always appreciated everything you do, and if you ever want to come back, he's like, you just say the word, and you're welcome back. Which they didn't do. Like, they didn't let people come back there. Unless they were, like, basically dick sucking. And he's like, and obviously I was not in that group. And I was like, thank you. I'm like, you know, I appreciate it because he really never said anything nice to me in the 5 years I worked there. He would scream at me over stuff that I didn't do, that somebody else did. Like, I was just like the office punching bag for 5 years, so it was always fun. Anyways, it's been a while, so I think I'm just gonna do my end of stream bump. We'll see if anyone's online to raid, because we're actually going kind of long. And I think I need to tend to the doggos, because a doggo with 2 strokes is a whole day affair. Thanks to everyone who hung out and, you know, dealt with the chatting and the ranting and the office talk and the COVID talk and the whatever else talk and whatnot. And let's see, I'll go ahead and bump our charity links for one last time if my chat command wants to work, because for some reason on my end it doesn't look like it's working. But yes, we're still going to be that's going to be March's Tiltify if my chat is doing a thing. There we go. Okay. If you're going to look for any of my VODs or any of my exclusive content, and also March's new 25% off coupon for all of my coffee supporters, my link is there for coffee. I'm the same name there as I am here. I'm HoldThatGhost. Same thing with Twitter. If you would like to join Anime Book Club for March, we are watching Lovely Complex and also Skullface Bookseller Honda-san. Those are the 2 shows we are watching for the Anime Book Club, and the link is also there in chat. I'll see if anyone is online to raid real quick. Oh, Cap is on for lunch stream, or maybe after lunch stream? Yeah, lunch stream. Okay, we'll go ahead and raid Cap. Yes, I will send Nini all the love. She appreciates all the well wishes, and hopefully she'll, you know, recover okay. Hope everyone has a good day. Thank you for hanging out with me. Love you guys, and let's get this raid on.